Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Assault Squad, CarriesHD. I'm
Assault Squad? How are we the Salt Squad?
You're interrupting my introduction.
I'm sorry, sir. I guess he is the Salt Squad.
If you cut that part out, I'm gonna be salty. Alright.
No, I'm not going to.
2, 1. Okay, guys, it's CarriesHD. We already started the video, but I had to redo the intro because I was rudely interrupted by my coworker.
Coworker? This is our job now? So, I don't know if you guys know us very well, but if you know me from our main channel, you'll know that we like to go exploring a lot. Now, exploring consists of what?
You know, it's like, if you find some abandoned building or cool little abandoned cave, or basically just anywhere that you know, like, a whole lot of people haven't been, usually abandoned. It could just be, like, really old as well. Like, some places aren't necessarily, like, abandoned, quote-unquote, but they're just really old. And you just go in, you take a cool little video if you're a YouTuber. If you're not, you just walk in, you look around the place. It usually has a bunch of graffiti, sometimes some homeless people, and you know, that's about it.
Well, see, that was our problem this time. We went to one, I mean, it's an old building, it's abandoned. It's called a workhouse. It's downtown Kansas City. If you guys went to Google right now, you could find it easily. It's not hard to find. So it's kind of a big spot, like people like to go to, and it's not in a very nice part of town.
Yeah,
but
I mean, pretty important to mention that most spots are really hard to find where they are. You can't like Google most spots or easily find them.
But this one, if you Google. Yeah, if this one you Google Kansas City Workhouse, it'll literally come up with an address that you can throw on your phone. Most spots we have to do some digging, like in the internet, like really. Okay. Anyways, this isn't in a very good part of town either. It's basically the ghetto of Kansas City. So, but I mean, I'd been here plenty of times before in the middle of the night, so I thought we'd be fine. Well, this was probably what, like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, about 11 o'clock, maybe midnight.
It was me, Dalton, and my girlfriend at the time. We don't speak of her anymore. We were going to, I think we had explored some place before that, and then we were just like, I don't know, where do we want to go now? And so we were just like, the workhouse, because it's easy. It's got a little bit of cool view down to some train tracks and like the rest of Kansas City. It's kind of cool. But, so we were like, alright, dope, we'll just go there. So we go there, and we're on the side of the building. We're getting ready to walk in the building when we see, like, a white Escalade start driving on the street, like, that's right in front of the workhouse. And we don't think anything of it. I mean,
let me
cars drive...
describe this Escalade real quick here. This Escalade was white. All the windows were completely blacked out. I mean, absolutely blacked out. Brand new rims on the thing. This thing was tricked out. Someone had invested a lot of, how do you say, dope money into it, probably. This Escalade was looking nice. So, yeah. You know, being the casual people we are, thought nothing of it. We just go, alright, we'll just walk in. They probably didn't see us anyway. So we walk in. Well, they're driving like really slow, but we didn't really notice. So we walk out on the other side, and they're still driving really slow. And they obviously see us, like we're in plain view. It's kind of like an open air building at this point, because a lot of it has been like torn down or removed.
Yeah, a lot of the doors aren't even there anymore, and like the walls are already torn down.
It's like probably a building from like the 1920s, 1930s.
Yeah.
And so we just start walking, and his girlfriend at the time got really nervous about it. She was like, guys, we should go.
Like me and Dalton, we explore all the time, so we're just like, it's whatever, dude, we'll be fine. We don't really care about, like, because nothing bad's ever happened to us exploring. We're just like, it's whatever, dude, we're gonna be fine. So let's just keep walking. We'll just go to the cliff that's behind the place and not actually go in the place, and we'll just get away from this person. But then she was like, okay, we really need to go. So we turned around. We see this Escalade. It's literally, there's a curb in front of it and like a bunch of grass. It's a normal building. There's grass in front of it. There's a front yard. Anyway, it starts pulling up on the grass, and it starts pulling around the building, like so we're walking on the left side of the building towards the back, and the Escalade jumps to the curb and starts driving around the building towards us. And we turn around, we see it, and then we turn the corner. We're like, all right, whatever. Maybe they're just coming to explore here. We've seen cars back there before. We're like, maybe they're just coming to explore. And then they start driving around the building. We see the lights come around the corner that we just turned, and that's when we hike it. We straight sprint out of there. And now, what?
So we start sprinting out of there, and we had parked on like a dead-end street right next to the place. So
it's really the only place we can park.
Sprinting to our cars, absolutely sprinting, and it's literally only because his girlfriend at the time said we should run. So we ran, and we sprint, we get to our cars, we jump in our cars, and this Escalade pulls up at the end of the dead-end street. Like, they followed us all the way around the building, back onto the road, onto the street. And
this is a one-way street.
So they block us in completely. Austin starts to drive forward, and they block us off the whole way.
They block my car off completely, and then as I'm driving away, I knew I couldn't obviously drive forward because it's a one-way street. Both sides of me, there was no buildings. I mean, there was, but it was farther down the road, so I could drive over the grass. Well, I hop the curb. I straight, like, kick it, man. Like, my wheels are turning in the grass. You know, like, how you don't, when you don't get enough traction, like, they start spinning. Well, it started doing that, and then I get down on the road, and I swear, this is like a residential area. I'm sitting there hitting 60 up to the stop sign. I stop at the stop sign, and then Dalton, he's right behind me, and then the Escalade's behind him. And I'm like, Dalton, I don't know if we were on the phone or whatever at this point, because we had two different cars. Yeah, I think Dalton called me. I go, Dalton, do not follow me. I take a left, and he takes a right, and I just start hitting it down the road. And I turn a corner, and the guy, of course, follows me instead of Dalton. And so Dalton gets away. I have my girlfriend at the time call the police, and we're describing the guy to him. Well, I hit another corner, and at this time it's like a high-speed race, and I'm sitting there probably going 90 down the road. Anyway, I finally get away from them, and I hit highway and start getting away from them. Well, as I'm driving down the road, I see that same car, and we tell the police it's right at this corner. I'm sure the police never caught him. I'm sure they were just like, whatever, and closed the case. But, I mean, it was kind of a scary experience. Me and Dalton almost got robbed.